to another episode of St Vincent on Told Stories. On this episode, we feature Shamila Boyens, a past resident of Atley Hall. Back in 2017, two unknown assailants came searching for Shamila's brother. But when he saw the men coming, waving the machines, he got up and ran. And while his sister was sitting down, the two unknown assailants approached her, and they tack, 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 and beat out the machine, and placed one in her head. And just like that, Shemil was sent to the graveyard. Boy, when the news broke out, it rocked the entire community of Otley Hall and sent her family into mourning. One of her family members said that after the incident, she could not eat or drink anything, and neither she could think straight. She was confused. Big ups to all of my subscribers. Please remember to hit the like button. And if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And if you wish to see more videos like these, hit the notification bell. Boy, this is like a scene from one of those cartel movies. You see, a lot of people seem to think that the saying, if we can't catch Kaku, we'll catch him short, only apply in places like Jamaica and Trinidad. But it doesn't. It applies all over. The saying, if we can't catch Kwaku, we'll catch him short, means that if they don't catch the perpetrator, that they are going to catch someone close or someone affiliated with that person. You see, before Shamil was sent to the graveyard, the police went to a house where her brother lived with his girlfriend, and they conducted a search, and that search was recorded, and the video circulated all over social media. Some persons were saying, let the police do their job, while others were saying that's not the way to conduct the job. You see, the law says that before a search is conducted, the police must present a search warrant. I am not so familiar with how it's done now, but back in the day, police used to run into people's yard at any hour, and they knew some of the men were not asking for the search warrant, so they only flashed a piece of paper in front of them, and they would go and ransack their place, throw their clothes all over the floor, and break up things. When we examine the situation carefully, it seemed as if the men were out to get anyone that was affiliated with Shamil's brother. You see, when Shamil passed away, she left 5 kids behind. And when I say kids, I mean young ones. I've had opportunities to speak with several hitmen in the past who used to carry out work long time ago. They stuck by a code that they were not going to send any women or children to the graveyard because it could haunt them. So it could be one of two things. It could be that the men were high on substance, or the contract was that if they don't deliver, that they themselves would be put to rest. Now it leaves us to wonder if those men who carried out that hit doesn't have any sisters, any mothers, or any aunts. Because look, they sent Shamil to the graveyard, leaving 5 kids behind. You see, we do not want to jump to conclusions, so we don't know what her brother got himself mixed up with. All we knew is that police wanted him, and some bad boys wanted him as well. And it was not going to be a Jet Li or Jackie Chan showdown. Those men were not out to do kickboxing. The men had no time for that. Just tack, 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 and beat it quick and fast. You see, there's no more training to be done by Mr. Miyagi or Jackie Chan. The last training that was done was the Karate Kid. So the men are not taking any martial arts training anymore. They are taking a training with the popo, the machine. And in all honesty, St. Vincent has the poorest set of bad men. Because when they carry out those hits, they don't get compensated for them. When I say compensated, you don't see no mansions, you don't see no gold chain. Probably it's best that they look for a 9 to 5. If you think we are telling a lie, look around your communities. Do you see any youths pushing any Bentley, any Rolls Royce, any Ferrari that is mixed up in badman culture? No, sir. That is showing that that is a waste of time. So who'd want to be a bad man and the bad men are not getting paid for their service? You see, that shows that a lot of these bad men are not as smart. It is better to sell the machines and buy a hammer and a tape and look at work, and they would make more money. They would be sure of a pay every week. Than instead they go and they fly a bat for $300 and $400 when that could be a weekly salary. When I say fly a bat, I mean use the machine to put one in their head. You see, Audley Hall, it is a very beautiful place. And there are a lot of nice people down there. So we don't understand the reason for a tough war. Even men that used to play sports stop playing because they are not getting paid from it. So how could a youth take up a badness and not getting paid? When he goes on the block, he still has to ask for a cigarette, a blem, something to drink. That doesn't make sense. And when they get to prison, most times they keep harassing people on the outside that they never looked out for, begging them to send things like phone card and to bring money to put in the commissary. I am not saying people can't come and put monies in the commissary, but you have to understand that while you was out on the road running racket, you should have collected your monies. You see, we understand how the criminal underworld runs. And some people might say, oh, why did he have a machine? You see, sometimes these men can't even run to the police because anyway the bad boys catch them, they are going to deal with them. So sometimes when the police find them with illegal possession of a machine, it is mostly for self-defense. And they are the ones who will go to prisons, and then the men that are looking for them are left to roam. St. Vincent used to be this lovely place where you could go anywhere. Why don't we just try to make St. Vincent great again? How could it be possible that a man you went to the primary school and the preschools with are now enemies with you? That doesn't make sense. You shared the pencil together. You had lunch. You played marbles. Now you are beating machines at one another. No, Adley Hall needs to change. It had a time that a lot of ministers and people from the churches I used to walk around and they would give out tracts and minister to the people within the communities. And all the stories want to say condolences to the family of Shamila Bowens. And once again, we are begging, we are pleading with the youths of Otley Hall and Edinburgh to put the machines down. If there is a problem, you can reach out to the relevant authorities. If you know the other side that you are going up against, you can tell the authorities, look, we want to make a peace. You see, young men, when you are gone, you leave your families to mourn. A mother has to cry, a father has to cry. You're leaving your children behind. You see, Shamil was just an innocent young lady